Is it working?
And we're live!
Yay!
Hey guys! I love
Yo.
that I can send this stuff out and people are on our live before we're on our live. I don't know how that works. I've never done that, but that is so exciting.
I think you just have special powers.
No, I think it's because we send the link prior, and so people are able to click on it, and then we hit go live, and they're already there. But
You guys,
hey,
it's too hot. This is a no shirt kind of podcast.
Let's just take them off.
It's just way.
Whoa!
She thought I was serious.
You almost were there. It's a little too much.
Just trying to make sure you're.
I was like, wow, are you drunk? I didn't know.
No, but I got to tell you, I'm supporting Corona today. Hey, y'all.
She's got the Corona.
Got the Corona, and I brought a backup one because I'm hot, and I'm going to need to.
It's real hot. I've got a couple waters
hydrate
here.
as we go.
Y'all, of course, my wine. But,
we're sweating fools right now.
It's really hot.
We're in our closet, and we have no vent in our closet, so we have the door open, but it's not
because
really
it's 113 degrees outside. So
hey, Deanna.
Our air conditioner upstairs, if we're going to be downstairs, I turn the air or the temperature way up because we're not going to be upstairs, and the air is just going to try to get to that low temperature. It's just going to overheat. Our air conditioning units are not.
They're old.
They're not new.
They need special care.
They're probably going to need to be replaced soon, and that's a lot of money that we don't have.
What's going on with our hairs today?
I don't know. Yeah, we're definitely in
we have sweaty head mode going on.
Well, we're definitely both in the
time for another quarantine haircut.
Quarantine cut. But anyway, so I turned the air way.
It's a skunk beer, I know, but
I turned it. What does that mean? I turned the air to, or I turned the. I don't like the smell of any beer. I turned the temperature up to 80 degrees, which is really hot. And then we came upstairs to do our Back in the Closet episode. And what had happened was it's really warm in his closet right now, and we got these lights on us.
Before we go live on the podcast, I do need to mention that I tried to make it look like it wasn't a sweaty hot mess and put powder on, but it's just gonna. It's running off.
We're already sweating.
It's running off.
It's okay. It's okay. Everything's fine. It's
fine.
It's fine.
Hey, Jody.
Hey guys.
Trisha's here. Dana's here. I love you, Dana.
All of our VIPs up in the house.
Lila and Mia and much more, aka Arnie on Facebook. Thank you for letting us know. I'll be watching for you. Hey, Anna.
Yeah.
I do need a koozie for my beer. I do. Hey, guess what? 32 is Jay's favorite number. Hit it.
Let's do it. This is podcast number 32. Here we go. Oops. Didn't do it.
Hey, Judy. Beer pop. Don't shoot.
Welcome to episode number 0032, my favorite number in the world, with the Back in the Closet with the two crazy colors.
You got really sidetracked by your favorite number.
I know. I'm so excited. So 32 is my favorite number, so I think this is going to be a really good episode.
Yes, it is.
It is going to be a good episode. COVID.
Excuse me.
It is going to be a good episode because we're talking about something, guys, today that we have yet to expose to anyone, and that is our conversation with Pooh Bear. So Pooh Bear is our big orange tabby. For those of you guys that have been following us for a long time,
he doesn't make an appearance very often.
Yeah,
he's a very private cat.
He's been our problematic child for.
He's been our challenge.
Yeah, our challenge cat. We've learned a lot from him, but he has an autoimmune disease. He was very aggressive when we first got him. He's the only one that does the spraying because we have new furniture in the house, or spraying
or
because
he's upset that we've
gone out of
town. Or something.
So,
or when our sweet Mr. Biddles died, they were buddies, and he came in our closet and started spraying.
Yeah, and if you guys follow our podcast, you know that a couple months ago or a month ago, I don't know I don't know what time is, but a while back, just a short while back, we lost our sweet Mr. Pooh Bear. I mean, not Mr. Pooh Bear, Mr. Biddles, and it was very sudden and very unexpected, and we were devastated. And one of our beautiful VIP members gifted us with a communication session,
Our
an
very
animal
first.
communication session, to be able to connect with I keep calling him Pooh Bear, to be able to
Because we're
connect
talking about Pooh Bear today.
right.
But
To be
Mr.
able to-
Biddles was our introduction into animal communication.
Yeah, we never did anything like that before, and
No.
we were kind of like, I guess, a
We
little.
kind of thought it was a little woo-woo.
Yeah.
We never really thought about it or considered it.
Just so you know, if you guys are listening, Adrienne made up that word woo-woo. That's not like
I don't think I made it up. I mean, I think that's a very common word for things that are woo-woo.
You're weird.
You know what I'm saying? So for those of you guys that know us at all, you know how often we speak of Pam Russell with Perfectly Holistic. Pam is an invaluable tool in our holistic cat care kit. And it turns out that Perfectly Holistic also provides the services of the extraordinary animal communicator, Lana. And so we had our first session with her with Mr. Biddles. And I have to say, we did a podcast on him as well.
Yeah.
Because maybe it was our first experience. And there were a lot of things that we were like, oh, wow, really nailed it. And then there were a number of things that we were like, really? Like Biddles fancied himself a comedian. And we were like, we didn't pick up on that very much.
Yeah, I mean,
although
in 16
he did
years,
say,
rarely made us laugh.
He did say in the session that
He
we
wasn't
don't
very
always
good.
get it. You know, he wasn't always that good at it. But a lot of stuff he kind of nailed. A lot of stuff, like he took the opportunity to leave in the way and manner that he did, because he was getting a promotion to be the Secretary of the Universe, which we still get a kick out of. But I don't doubt it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just beyond our mind,
promotion.
right? But with this session with Lana, so we were gifted again with a session with our Pooh Bear, because our Pooh Bear is with us today. He has not passed.
No.
And he
is quite the character.
He is.
And he has been.
We always know that. We just didn't he's kind of difficult to communicate with, in that you don't know, like, the only things I know about him is like when he's stressed and when he's not stressed. And sometimes I don't even know. I just feel like he's always stressed. And the things that he likes to do and the things that he doesn't like to do sometimes. Like, but for the most part, he's just, he's pretty quiet now that we've settled, like, we've got him acclimated.
But we also have two new kittens, so we thought, well, what is this going to be? Just after the passing of Mr. Biddles, is this going to be an added stressor on him? So all to say, here's something that I thought, let's just kick it off. One thing that I thought was interesting is when Lana called for our session, the first thing she said was, so she'll spend 5 or 10 minutes meditating before each session. And she said, interestingly, she was like, Pooh Bear was really eager. He's really excited about this. And I've been telling Jay for 2 weeks that Pooh Bear is real. I've been talking to him about it. Like, hey, buddy, we're actually going to get to be able to talk. Let me know what kind of questions you want me to ask. Like, I want to know everything that will help. And I can tell that he's excited. He goes full bright eyes on me. So I've been saying he's been excited. As soon as we get on the call, Lana is like, he is very excited about this. He kind of feels like he should have been first in line for the animal communication thing.
Yeah.
That Biddles jumped him in line.
Yeah.
But he had a lot to say and actually came to her prior to the reading, like while she was doing her meditation before the actual communication session.
Right.
So, and he had a lot that he wanted to say.
Yeah.
Which was, this whole situation was pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Like,
and there was no woo-woo.
There was no woo-woo.
There was nothing that we were like, oh, that just doesn't
almost make sense. No, she nailed him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything.
He was a very.
We got to get into some deets.
Yeah.
Go with your first thought.
Well, I'm kind of going in order. So we went back yesterday and read it. We went back and listened to it. So she records all of her sessions.
Pam is here. Oh, girl, we're about to brag on your girl.
Yeah. So, so we went back yesterday and re-listened to the conversation with Pooh Bear because we,
yes,
because
Trisha, you're right.
Because it's just a good idea. She records it, she sends it to you, and she recommends that you go back and listen to it. Well, usually it's within like a couple days, but we waited. Like, we were super busy all week, and I was so glad that we went back and listened to it because there were certain things yesterday because there were certain things that we'd already forgotten, like getting him an acupuncture session. So that's the first thing that comes to my mind because that was when we listened to it yesterday. That was the thing that I was like, shit. I didn't call, like I didn't set up an appointment. I completely forgot that's happening tomorrow. But one of the first things that he said to her to communicate to us was that his legs were, he he felt that it's hard for him to move around. Now, guys, a little backstory
push his legs to walk.
A little backstory on Pooh Bear. He is a big ass cat. He's always a big cat. He's a big boned cat. But
big boned.
But
he
with
was
26
pounds.
The first year that we had him, we tried to acclimate him to the house. That didn't work. He tried to attack our female cat, which turned her husband Scott on to like hate him. And so it was like, we're going to need you to be an outdoor cat for now, and we'll slowly introduce you. And so he was an outdoor cat for
and he had been an outdoor cat. So it was
he was not at Liz's, he wasn't.
No, but he was an outdoor cat.
Right.
Came to be. Right.
Yeah. So but he was able to roam around, jump, play, things like that. But and we live in a pretty safe community, and he would stay in our backyard for the most part, but then he would go to other people's backyards. We're like in a place where there's like a backyard here, a backyard here, a backyard here, and a backyard here. Like there's
all
lots
in
of,
our same, kind of like on our same fence.
All connected to our house, right? So or connected to our fence or a wall, brick wall, whatever. Anyway, he thinned down a bit. Even after like taking him to the vet, he was 16 and a half, almost 17 pounds.
Yeah.
And that was when he was in great shape. So he's a big freaking cat.
Yeah.
But when we acclimated him into the house, which took like another year, basically having him separated where the kittens are now, slowly introducing him little piece by piece into all the other cats, or into the house with all the other cats. He turned into a compulsive eater. Yeah. And he didn't have anywhere to run or play or jump or a lot of exercise, and he was at first just not. He didn't feel very comfortable in the house, so
he stayed in a certain area of the house.
He would stay and just sleep most of the time. And you know that a bored cat is a stressed cat, and he was bored.
And he was
so
stressed.
Anyway, he's about 20 pounds.
The name of the animal communicator is Lana on Perfectly Holistic's website. So if you know Pam, Perfectly Holistic, go to her website. Lana is the animal communicator.
Yes.
She was asking the name. So that was a really big thing to start off with, is that he feels like it's hard for him to walk.
We knew
remembers having
when he said that. I knew immediately. I'm like, okay, yeah, we got to work.
And so the next question was, what can we do to help you feel better? And she said, when she asked him, the answer was immediate, and she said acupuncture. So that is very exciting.
That was like a whoa.
Okay, boy. Okay,
we'll do that. If you're down for that, we'll do that for sure.
And I said he's a feisty cat, because he is. He's our cat that it's very difficult to take him to the vet. I was like, so he's our feisty boy. Is he saying that he would be cooperative with something like this? And she said, okay, yes, he's saying to start slow.
Yeah.
Maybe with like 5 needles, and then we'll work up from there. So it totally something that we're willing to do, but also on his weight. I mean, I know that I'm going a little bit out of order, but on his weight, that he feels like he compulsively eats, and then he wants help. So she said, you guys, this is incredible.
That was my favorite part. Yeah. Is that he said he wants help. He wants help moving more often. He said, I can take those first 10 steps, but then those next 10 steps, I need your help with. And I was like, if you ask me, like, he's my project now. Like, I'm like, you want help?
And it's so fun.
For sure. Like our problem with him is always we don't want to stress him out. He has an autoimmune disease that's vascular in nature. It is always triggered by stress, and he's been a high stress cat as long as we've known him. So, but when by vascular in nature, I mean when he gets too stressed out, he bleeds from his ears, his eyes, and his mouth, and that is a scary ass situation. So we try to just be like, whatever always
kind of err on the side of like, oh, did you want more food? Would that make you feel better?
Yeah, or you don't want to move around.
And now
that's
he's
fine.
20 pounds again.
Yeah, and so he's like, I want your help, and because I want to live. He said, I want to live a long life, and I'm worried that I don't with my situation.
That was at the end of the reading.
Yeah,
we asked if there was anything that he wanted us to know that we hadn't asked.
Yeah,
and she said he wants you to know that he wants to live a very long life.
For generations.
For generations is what he said. Okay, so let's backtrack a little bit. So the movement thing, and really realizing that he wants to be more active. He said he remembers having so much more energy and being so much more lively, and that he feels really what was the word she used? Not fatigued, I don't think. I didn't hear it.
I just heard something. It sounded like maybe it was outside. It sounded like a rumble, and I was like, "Is that your stomach?" It's like a long rumble. It's like
I can't remember the word that she used, but that he just feels tired or lazy. I can't remember the word she used. It didn't have a negative connotation, but that he wants to be more active. So it's like, okay,
he wants to play more,
right?
And so
and it's true. Like this kid, I'm telling you. So we did this reading with in our family room where he's laying on his ottoman where he loves to lay. God. Where he loves to lay because he gets the AC vent and the fan blowing on. That's his spot.
Which she also said. She said he feels he doesn't like to be hot.
Yeah, what can he do to feel better? She said he's telling me about air conditioning. Do you guys not have air conditioning, or
we have a lot
maybe just in certain areas
of the house? I would move to a hotel if we didn't have air conditioning.
Yeah, we did once. Oh no, that was electricity.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
we lost electricity.
And I was like, I'm always the one, because I'm the cold-natured one, and Jay is the one that's like, I would have it 57 degrees in the house all the time, and I'm like, 80's fine for me. And cats traditionally like 85 to 95 degrees, right? So I'm always like, the house is too cold. If my feet start getting cold when it's 100 degrees outside and it's that cold inside, I'm thinking, our poor babies. No,
I think every cat is different.
Pooh Bear immediately brings up the air conditioning and says he wants so desperately to be able to snuggle or be near us
or come to bed with us.
But it's too hot. And he gets hot. He can't regulate his temperature. It has to do with his weight, his energy, all of that.
Yeah, basically everything had to do with his weight.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
If you broke it down,
but it totally. And I love this part. He said, and at the end when we were asking anything that we didn't remember, he said, please, for the love of God, please hang out in our room with us.
He said, hang out where the air conditioner is.
Basically, and that's cool his favorite spot.
And that's our living room. Well, right. I mean, it's probably our living room. We have a fan going at all times, and it's downstairs, so it's not as warm as upstairs. And the air
the kitchen goes right into that room. You know what I mean? So when you're in the kitchen,
but it's we turn our living room into our cat's room. So our living room,
trees, toys,
we have all their cat trees. We have their toy box. We have they have the couch. They have so that's where they feel comfortable and whatever to hang out in. For the most part, they hang out everywhere, but for the most part, it's the cat room. And it's our living room, but it's the cat room.
Right. So, but I'm always saying to Jay, can we have a night where we maybe Jay does not watch TV. I'm a fan of TV occasionally. I haven't really watched it in 16 years, but
what?
I would love to have an evening on the couch, right? And it's not just because I would like to sit on the couch. I know that our babies want to hang out with us.
She always says that. She said the babies want us to hang out on the couch. And
she's always like,
I was always like, that's like her way of being like, oh, the cats want it, so you'll do it. Because if I want it, I won't do it. But the cats want us to come lay on the couch because they want us to snuggle. And I'm like, that's really your way of me laying on the couch and watching TV.
And in fact,
just with my anxiety level, I
can't watch TV.
I mean, it's not that I can't. I can. I just, I feel like it's a waste of time for the most part. Or if I lay on the couch, because it's usually evening when we have time to watch TV, and I lay down on the couch and then I fall asleep as soon as the television comes on. So
it's true.
So, and then you're upset because you're having to try to wake me up, and I'm like, no, just let me sleep on the couch.
Well, wake her up to go to bed. And she's like, no, never mind. But it's so true, because every time we go in there and we sit down, and what I did, so I had been working in our great room, and that's where my home office is. I'm still able to work remotely. So my home office has been kind of in the great room, and I know that Pooh Bear wants to be in the other room, especially the hotter it gets. So I moved everything into the den.
Yeah.
And I've been working in there, and we have the best bonding moments. I even keep the brush nearby so that we can have little grooming sessions if I'm on a conference call or whatever it is.
We need to get you some desk though, because your back.
I know it's killing my back. But so that was a big thing, that he really wanted us to be able to hang out in that room, and that the air conditioning is a thing. And someone said, "How much did you pay to tell that for him to tell us that How much did you pay to have him say he wants the AC cooler? Okay, so it's not a cheap session. I will say though that it is worth, especially it is worth every penny. It is $140 to literally have this moment, and we've been so blessed that this has been gifted to us for Mr. Biddles and for Pooh Bear. And I'm going to do it with Twister. I'm going to do it with all of our babies. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because I'm telling you, this was the most invaluable thing. So a couple other things that he mentioned. What does he love the most? He said, I love being outside.
Yeah.
I love being outside.
Which
I love
we knew.
feeling a little
We already
breeze. Right, like what cat doesn't, right?
I'm sure he doesn't like the breeze right now.
Oh, it's hot. And he's so cute. Now that we know it's hot, it's so crazy. We're like, buddy, it's hot outside. And even yesterday, it was in the morning. So we
tried to get up early in the morning and let them out.
And it was probably 10 o'clock in the morning where it was already getting hot. And I was stepping outside to grab something. And Pooh Bear was like, I want to come outside again. Oh, and I was like, hey, buddy, it's really hot outside. And I said, do you want to come out? And it was just him at the door. So he comes out.
Yeah.
He
walks
out.
Everybody had already been out. And then
so they were kind of chilling.
Yeah.
So he comes out, lays down for a minute, and then is like, yeah, it's hot. I'm going to go back inside, and just wanted to come right back inside. He is so freaking cute. So being outside was a big thing. What was the other thing that he really loves?
In the air conditioner. Being in there. And he wanted us to hang out in the room. Yeah. What are we missing?
Oh, I feel like we're missing so many things. We should have taken notes again. The kittens. He talked about the kittens.
Yeah. Wait, there was something. The knife too.
Oh, the knife. We'll get to the knife in a minute.
Yeah.
So she says.
One of my questions one of our questions were, how do you feel about the new kittens? Like, are you okay with this?
And that was something that we really worked through with Pam too, because we were like, I very much felt like it was going to be a lot to put on Pooh Bear to adopt new kittens. And Pam really kind of worked through that with us as far as Pooh Bear's demeanor. And, if we ever changed anything in our lives, it was going to be something that was stressful for him. It's just a matter of doing it in a way that's going to be gentle for him.
We know how to do that. We're going to do that anyway.
So I appreciated Pam's, input or affirmation in that. And then, so we asked him though, what about the kittens?
Yeah.
And
he said he didn't have an issue. He didn't have an issue with the kittens. He did not think that, like, he's not.
There's no animosity.
No animosity towards us bringing in new family members. But he did say that one of them, the talkative one, which is Jack.
She said one of them squawks a lot.
Yeah, and he does. And she said way more than Friday and Zorro ever did.
Mm-hmm. And way more than Madison.
Oh, yeah. So he said... the talkative one, the one that squawks a lot, he is just to let us know that he has a huge personality, which we already know that.
Well, before that though, she said, Pooh Bear wants you to know that he hears Jack, and Jack feels like no one's listening to him. And Pooh Bear told him, I'm listening, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
That I hear you. But that Pooh Bear wanted us to know, go ahead from there.
That he has a huge personality.
He's going to have a big personality.
And that he is going to...
behavioral issues.
And there may be some behavioral issues in the future. Which is a great heads up. I'm happy to know that.
Total great heads up. And she asked him too, because Pooh Bear is our biggest cat. She asked him, are you the king of the castle? And he was like, no, not really. He was like, I feel like I could be. I feel like I'm very respected in the home. He
is. Like Friday and Zorro.
She nailed him.
Friday and Zorro. Yeah. They like to play with them. But
I know, so sweet, right?
He puts on that face of, like, that face that authority figure face.
Right, where his little, like,
snout comes out, like, he just, like, gives him that face, and they, like, shy down or like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, like it's so cute to watch. She
nailed him. It's so cute to watch because Friday and Zorro are still, we still think that they're kittens.
And he said, I could be the king of the house, but I don't really want to take on that responsibility. Like,
yeah,
because Twist has the Twist has the house, right? Twist is the alpha. He's the one that takes care of everyone. He's the one that he's the ruler. He's
for now. Wait, I think Friday's about to step into that.
He's the king of the land.
Friday's about to step into that role.
Oh, probably.
Because cats are matriarchal. I'm telling you, I think Friday is moving her way. Anyway, I thought that was really special that he shared that he has no animosity for the kittens, that he hears them, that he is very much aware that one of them has a very large personality and that we should expect some behavioral issues moving forward.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, and I know that we're kind of going out of.
I'm so glad though, just like going back to that, like I'm really glad. I'm so we are so freaking blessed. Like knowing that, like that might freak me out if I'm like, oh my God, we're going to have a behavioral issue with the cat. Like if I knew that in advance, like everybody wants to know that in advance, right? Like if I knew
this is going to be a problem, let's not do it.
Right. Like if I knew that in advance, prior to all the tools that we have in our toolbox, all the things that we know now about how to help cats get through with a behavioral issue, with a health issue, with like stress, like all these different things that we now know because of so many beautiful people like all of you guys live here on YouTube that help us every day and all the time, and all the tools, like we know. Because of our business, we now have access to so many resources that can help us through so many things. And so even thinking like he's like even
I even told Jay already.
I
was like, we're going to have an issue with Jack. He is my love. He is my love, but he is a bouncy, biting monster. And sometimes I've even put him in timeout when he's going after Madison. Because right, and I know that Jay's going to teach me the ways. I know that she is, but I've never seen a kitten like this. And maybe I hang out in there a little bit more, but I feel like wait till he goes full Jack William on you sometime.
Oh, he has, but doesn't.
I've never seen him go full Jack William on you.
Okay, maybe there's something I haven't seen yet.
It's coming. It's coming.
But he's like, I mean, it's not that he's like super calm and collective or whatever. He gets crazy bouncy monster, all of that. But he, but I don't interact with him. I don't. When that happens, I don't give it any attention. I go limp.
I don't either until there's blood. And then I try. Last night I came down and I was like, oh God, because he tried to climb my leg. I was like, he tried to, and I looked, and sure enough, I'm like bleeding down my leg. All to say, I love that Pooh Bear. He nailed it. I mean, and she said, I feel like they don't play a lot yet, but they're forming a bond. More like, yeah, they don't.
The door.
Because our kittens are still in their kitten room. We have a couple things that we need to do that we're working on a cat wall. There's some things that we need to do to kind of make our home a little more kitten friendly.
And she's going to be spayed.
Yeah, soon, baby girl's going to get spayed, so she's going to be staying quarantined in her kitten space. But I honestly think that maybe it's going to be a good idea to take Jack out of the room while she's recovering. Yep. She's going to need some help.
That's something we have to think about.
We didn't have to think about that with Friday and Zorro.
No, well, they got fixed at the same time.
With the bouncy monster.
Yeah, but his balls are like so big.
I know, big balls.
He's like a big bald cat.
He's big
He's
balls.
so little, and his balls are like so big.
Okay, so yeah, he is a crazy boy. So Pooh Bear nailed it. Told us exactly what we already knew about Bouncy Monster Jack, which we love. And
Jack William.
And then, okay, so here's back to the knife.
Oh, yeah.
Back to the knife. Okay. And I know we're forgetting a lot of stuff.
Something else. When we said, what do you want us to know? She said, and she was like pausing and like really communicating with him. And she said, he's showing me a knife. And I was like, oh my God, is he going to stab me in my sleep?
No, she said, he's showing me a kitchen knife.
Yeah. And I was like, and we were like, okay, why a kitchen knife? Like, I don't get it. And she said, he is saying, be careful. Did somebody cut their finger recently? Lo and behold, Adrienne did, but it was on ice.
I reached into the ice bucket in the freezer
for her,
and I literally look. I still have a little scar on my finger.
Yeah, she was bleeding.
I was bleeding all over. I mean, it cut deep. It was weird, like an ice cut, right?
Never had that before.
That was one day. I think that was a Tuesday. I was reaching in to fill up my the ice in my water bottle. The next day, I'm cutting stuff up for a salad, and I fumbled the butcher knife, the big butcher knife. And Jay was coming down the stairs. She was like, "What's going on? Is everything okay?" And I was like, something almost terrible happened, because I dropped it. And I remember, as I realized I was losing control, that had there been like a cat underneath me, or had it not fell handle down, but blade down, I would have had a knife through my foot.
Or a cat.
It with a very bad boo-boo. And I was like, something terrible almost happened. No shit. Pooh Bear is telling Lana. So
because he's sitting there watching the whole thing.
He's sitting right in front of us, telling Lana about this kitchen knife incident and the bleeding in the kitchen, and asked us to please be careful, to slow down, that he knows that we move
at a very fast pace.
He said to please not be so clumsy. And I was like, bro, okay, right. I'm so clumsy.
Well, honestly, I also took that as like when he said, she said something else that was like, maybe it's not just the kitchen knife, but there's something about moving at a fast pace and to slow down in every way. She said, yeah, it was in every way. And I was thinking, yeah,
in other forms or whatever.
Yeah, in other forms. And I was thinking, you know what? He's right. Like I'm really not good at slowing down. We are always, like, every single day, guys. We are. Adrienne is here. I am here. It is this, and it's just like become a normal way of life for us.
Little sidebar, and we can talk about this maybe tonight when we have actually a chance to talk. I feel like, especially the last 2 months, where things are really starting to ramp, that we both have so many responsibilities in different areas.
Yeah.
That it's contributing to us not, like, Pooh Bear's picking up on it, and wants us to slow down and communicate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So what are you saying?
I'm saying that I think that we need to be more cognizant of the fact that we both have, you run our business.
And you run another business.
I don't run a business, but I work.
Yeah, basically do.
But I work, 45, 50, 60 hours a week here. You work 80 hours a week here, and some of that I work with as well.
Right.
But we're both just like full bore all the time, especially basically since quarantine.
You say full bore?
Full bore.
Like boar?
No,
like
it's like full.
Boar?
It's like I think it's a sailing or boating reference. Anyway.
Like a motor for boating?
But I think he picked up on that there's this like supersonic speed.
Of course,
thing going
I think they
on.
all have to. They all have to pick up on it, because it's an everyday thing. Like, you're like super frustrated with, oh my god, I gotta do,
right,
and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. And like that is an everyday thing in our house. If we should have cameras. Like, if you guys saw like how we work every single day, then Saturdays we're like, we're gonna sleep in. And that's the day that we like chill a little bit. But then it's like we have to do laundry and we have to do like all the other stuff and things.
Lindsay said maybe he was talking about the knife because you always say I'm gonna cut you.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That's fine. Okay, back to Pooh Bear though.
Now you're gonna dream about waking up and me with a kitchen knife over you.
Back to Pooh Bear though. I think that was a really significant thing. Not just the whole kitchen situation, that he nailed that as like an example that we would acutely remember and be aware of, but the bigger context of we have to slow down at some point. We have to start making a priority, like we kind of did for a minute last night, where we make a priority of just clocking out, maybe even leaving our phones inside.
Together.
Oh my god, she made the most amazing Thai food.
Oh yeah, Dana here?
Oh girl.
Dana girl. I finally Thai has always been my hardest one to master.
I think you nailed it.
But I still wouldn't call it master, but I got it. It was good.
Oh my god!
And it was all veggies. So all veggies. Was to me, that was like the most amazing meal I've had in a long time.
I think that so Pooh Bear was talking about slowing down a little bit, and then Lana said Pooh Bear is being very specific about these words, and he's saying that he's very quietly supportive.
That's what I was looking for. I was like, what was the one
of you both?
Quietly supportive.
We were like, what? And then she said he wants to leave that there. Maybe
and she's like, I don't know what that means.
Right.
Maybe you guys do. And so, of course, in those terms, you like go in your head and like, you're
what
like,
does that
okay,
mean?
what does he mean by that? And you think he means.
I think it means that Pooh Bear has always been the cat that we feel does not want to be affectionate, doesn't necessarily want to be around us. There have been certain times, especially acute emergency situations, I feel like, like the time that he was bleeding out of his mouth, the few times.
Spewing blood out of his mouth.
And he was a cat that was really aggressive and could really cause some damage. He would let me, in those moments, pick him up in a bear hug, basically, dripping blood all over me, take him to the vet. And I feel like that was a bonding moment for us. Like, he knew that I was trying to help him. He knew that we were doing something. I mean, I was the one that picked him up, but I'm always the one that has to do the uncomfortable things to him when we had to do that. Thanks to Pam with Perfectly Holistic. He's not had a pill since October 20th of 2019. He's doing very well. But he's that cat that's like difficult to approach. And I feel like what he was trying to say in that he's being quietly supportive and that he watches very carefully is that he's actually very, very invested in both of us, and just not necessarily, like the big, like he's our big Pooh Bear. He's our big snuggly bear. We want to just give him belly kisses, and he's like, nah. But I think that he's trying to tell us that he is actually very affectionate. Supportive. Yeah, like supportive and very involved.
See, I went straight to our business. And I think it was the conversation.
He doesn't want to be in our business.
No, but he's quietly supportive.
Oh, so just so you know what we're talking about, when we had our reading with Mr. Biddles, Mr. Biddles specifically brought up the sick one and said that the sick one, Pooh Bear, did not want to be in the spotlight, did not like his pictures being posted, wanted to have a very quiet life. And in the reading with Pooh Bear, he does not mind his pictures being taken for the family. He does not want his pictures being posted publicly. He's very uncomfortable with fame. He wants to have a very close, connected relationship with his family.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So reiterated that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you thought that it meant being supportive of our business.
Yeah, because of Mr. Biddles. Because Mr. Biddles, when we had the reading with him, he talked a lot about our business. It was very interesting. He brought up several times our what we're doing, and we're in the business to help cats. So he brought up a number of things and suggestions for us with our business even. And so so when Pooh Bear said she said he wants to leave it there. I don't know, but he's quietly supportive of the both of you. I took that as he supports what we're doing to help cats, but he just doesn't want to be in the limelight. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I took from it.
Oh my God, my sweet Pooh Bear. So he is now, I know we're probably forgetting some stuff. I just want to say for those of you that have just jumped on, we're talking about our animal communication session with Lana with Perfectly Holistic. A lot of you guys know Pam with Perfectly Holistic. Lana is the animal communicator that you can find on her website, at perfectlyholistic.com, PURRR, perfectlyholistic.com. It was really an extraordinary experience. I left that. I know we're forgetting stuff, and I'm sure we'll. Yeah,
but I'll tell you guys this: that I've been when it comes to Pooh Bear, at the moment we got off the phone, as soon as he asks for help,
oh my God,
I will do it. I will if I know that you want it, I will do it.
And at the end of the reading,
and so oh my God,
can I tell you? Yes.
Okay,
so the beginning of the reading, Pooh Bear is sitting there. He's facing us. As soon as we start talking,
he turns his back to us,
turns around, and lays down the other way. And his ears just kept his
ears pop up.
Right? Like he was listening the whole time.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the reading.
Why do we both do ears like that?
I don't know.
Does everybody do ears like that? I don't know.
Dink, dink, dink.
Anyway.
Dink. At the end of the reading, we were like, okay, buddy, we've got you. Like, whatever. This kid, I've never seen him make this move.
Ever. So he's laying on the ottoman.
The other way.
We have this like ottoman, and he was laying on it, and that's where like his favorite spot. It's right, like air conditioning right there.
That's his spot.
And so he looks at us. He sees what's going on. He lets us know. I know what you're doing. He turns around. His ears are
listens the whole time.
And so he's got his back to us. And then as soon as like it ends, he does
while
it's ending. He does this like backwards roll,
totally
like turns
down.
his back, like turns his head upside down, looks straight at us, and smiles. No lie, smiles, and we were like, dude,
oh my god,
like he never does that. He never does like the cute little cat things that like a lot of cats do.
Just like,
he doesn't do those things. He's just like he just chills and whatever.
Lindsay said yes. Lindsay, thank you for reminding that. So Lana also shared that she anytime that she feels that the animal that she's communicating with is asking her to do something out of her normal routine, that she makes note of it. And I thought this was fascinating. Not only did he come to her before the session started, he was so excited about it, but he told her, and she said, I basically have a routine where I sit down, I meditate for 5 to 10 minutes. And she said he came to her during that, so came early before the session started, and said to lay down. It'll
make you feel better.
It'll make you feel better. It'll make this easier. And then in the reading, all to kind of tie that together, was that he was sharing how much better he feels because of his weight and the pressure that it puts on his lower back
and his spine,
that he feels so much better when he lays down.
So he was trying to help
her make this easier.
Isn't that precious?
Such a sweet boy. And she did. She said he's got so much personality. He has so much he wants to say, but there's such sweetness to him. And that, it's so true. That just nails him.
Yeah.
He's such a special boy. And what an incredible experience to feel like we can understand him better.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now, it's been a couple days now, and we're doing the more playtime.
Oh yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm like, as soon as it's like, okay, you want my help? I'll help you. So now I'm doing
project time.
We're like running around. Like I'll be like, and he said also in the session that when he's sleeping, he doesn't want attention.
Oh yeah.
But when he's awake, when he's up, he does.
He wants to be acknowledged by everyone.
Right. So as soon as I see him
Not
awake, as soon as he's up and like at it, I will be like, all right, let's go. And then I'll kind of chase him around. And this has always been a thing that we could do, but I didn't know.
You do it with the babies.
Yeah. But
and
with him, sometimes. And I've done it with him a couple times, but I always feel like I'm stressing him out. Like he's scared of me if I'm chasing him around the house. But no, now I know that he's not. The other cats, I know that when I'm like, I'm gonna get you, and then they go running, and then
they get the zoomies. Yeah, it's all fun.
But now I'm doing it with him, and he's doing it, and I'm like, no, let's just keep going, because he said I can take the first 10 steps, okay, but I need your help to take the other 10 steps. So I'll run him around. I'm not overdoing it with him, but I'm like, we're moving a lot more. This morning, Adrienne was vacuuming, and they all, get a little like with the vacuum. And so I was like, "Come on, Pooh Bear, we're going upstairs." And he comes up behind me, and I'm like, "Come on." He's like, "All right." And so he comes running up, and then so we're moving around a lot more. And we're going outside. Unfortunately, it's the time of year where we can't spend
13 degrees. Yeah,
we can't spend as much time outside, but that's happening, and it's going to keep happening, and we're going to keep moving him because he needs to lose that weight. He needs to live a long life, and he needs to have his energy back. So we're going to make an appointment for acupuncture.
It's so exciting.
We're going to add some vitamins into we are already adding vitamins into his food, and we're super excited about it. So,
well, and I think too, just as we talk a lot about Pam and what an incredible tool she is in the holistic cat care toolkit. I think Lana is so valuable, and Jenny just said here. So Jenny lost her dog Ernie this week, and she said, "I'm going to have a reading done for Ernie. I have so many questions."
Yeah.
What an incredible experience it can be.
It really
Lindsay
is.
too said she read my kitties recently too, and nailed everything with their health, and really helped me understand how they feel. And then I followed up with Pam They're such an incredible team.
Yeah.
So incredible.
So for those of you guys that might be interested, if you're listening in on our podcast, and those of you guys that might be interested in doing a communication session with the animals that you have, or the animals that have passed on, it doesn't matter if they passed a long time ago, or if they passed yesterday.
You just need a picture.
Or your cats that are here, or cats or dogs, or she does all animals. So cats or dogs that are here with you now, and you just want to know what are they thinking and feeling, and how can I help them more?
It's so empowering.
You can go to perfectlyholistic.com, PURR, perfectlyholistic.com, and go to her under services. You'll go to animal communication session, and that's where you can book a session with Lana to talk with your animals. So
wait, one more thing.
Wrap it up.
I do have to say, we're going to wrap this up, but I do have to say, and I think that you agree, because that's what we're so excited about, is that it's one thing. We've known that Pooh Bear has had a number of health issues. We've known that Pooh Bear has anxiety issues. This is the turning point for him, to know that he wants to live a long life, and that he's scared that he's not going to be able to, oh my goodness, because of his health issues. To know that it's okay to push him, to know that he wants us to take up his food, that he needs help to not compulsively eat. It's such an empowering thing. I just feel like, as woo-woo as anyone may think it is a game changer. And well, it was such an incredible experience to have with Mr. Biddles. And Jenny, I'm so excited for you to have that with Ernie as well, because there's so many questions sometimes when one of our animal companions leave. It's also such an empowering thing in this life.
Like, your tears are still staying in your eyes.
I'm trying not to cry.
They're not dripping. You are crying in your eyes, but they're not dripping.
But it's such an incredible thing. It's such an incredible gift. To kind of get that affirmation from them, to know how we can better help them, and to not feel scared of the things that we're scared of in their life.
Right.
And so for that, we're truly grateful.
Absolutely.
So thank you to Lana. Thank you to Pam. Thank you to the whole team for Perfectly Holistic.
And thank you to all of you guys. If you're listening, please hit that subscribe button and subscribe. We have more stories. We're going to keep doing this kind of stuff. So we're going to keep telling you about how to help your cats, and how to help you help your cats. So that's going to wrap it up. We love you guys so much. We'll be live on Facebook in a little bit. 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And 40 minutes. For our cat tip review. But we love you guys. Thank you so much.
Happy Sunday, you guys.
Happy
Love
day.
Your babies.
Oh, happy day.
We'll see you guys soon. Love y'all.
Love you guys.